I am not off the Texans bandwagon after that loss to the Falcons, but I understand why a lot of fans would be saying same old Texans. They followed up a couple of impressive victories with a loss to a boring team, even if that team is over 500 right now. They allowed Desmond Ridder to have a career day. They couldn't run the football, and it felt like the Falcons threw up a pretty good defensive game plan against the Texans. D'Amico Ryans had his Monday press conference, and he said that after watching the game back, the Texans are close to winning games like this.
Watching the film, really like the effort, the intensity, the physicality our guys played with, their finish. There's a lot of great things on tape to be encouraged with from our team. Just overall, it's just executing the fine details of what we're asked to do. Right, that's what it takes to win those tough games, and that's where we lack just a little bit. But we're close. We're very close, and our guys know that. We left a lot of plays out there that we could have made to flip that game in our direction. Credit to Atlanta, they did. They played tough. I think the game's flipped on third down, right? They got stops on third down, and we didn't get stops defensively, and that's where the game flipped for us. We have to be better there, be more dialed in and more on it, and we'll have improvement there.
Okay, well, I'm not going to lie, zoned out a little bit after he said two words that men typically love to hear. I don't want to hear this team say that they're close. I'm close. I don't want to hear that. Not because of the reason Sean Mapes is laughing behind the glass. More because of the reason that we get it. You're improving. Don't tell me you're close. Win these games. Don't allow Desmond Ridder to easily march down the field and beat you. Don't let Desmond Ridder have the best game of his career. Don't have zero pass rush over the course of a game. Don't struggle running the football. D'Amico Ryans, speaking of that running attack, was asked about the running game and specifically the blocking.
I definitely feel like that our run blocking has been there. Guys have done a much better job throughout the past couple of weeks of finishing, no matter who's in there, targeting, finishing the proper way. It's there. We're very close in the run game. We'll stay after it. It's where we want to be better. We know we can get better there, and we will show improvement there.
Look, it's a press conference. He's got to answer the questions. I don't want to hear we're close. And honestly, through 5 weeks, I see no reason to believe that the Texans' running game is close to being successful. No offense to D'Amico Ryans. You might be seeing it on film, but it's been an absolute struggle for them to run the ball, and specifically on Sunday. Atlanta was dropping 7 and 8 guys back in coverage on a regular basis, and the Texans still couldn't run the football. And maybe the Falcons' defense is just better this year, but you can't say we're close if a Falcons pass rush that didn't really try, a Falcons front seven that was not very aggressive at all, you can't say you're close if you couldn't run on that. Even with Dameon Pierce as your running back, too. You would assume. And Pierce is not the problem here. Maybe D'Amico Ryans thinks he is. I think Pierce has played pretty well. I just don't think there's really been anywhere for him to go. I don't want to hear close. I don't want to hear there was a close loss to the Falcons. I don't want to hear that this team is close to being able to run the football. I want to hear what Robert Woods had to say right here instead.
Yeah, I would say so. Being able to get down in the red zone, I think it was 2 times we ended up getting field goals, but really our first downs being better, kind of the same thing we've been saying in the red zone, not getting backed up early. Whether it was penalties or negative plays, but just starting fast and trying to get 6 and not 3. I think that would definitely change the outcome of the game. We were able to find a way to get points in at the end, but like I said, it's a consistency thing we need to have all 4 quarters in every single game.
He agrees that the loss was an opportunity missed. Leading into that question and the question that was asked by the reporter, do you feel like this was a missed opportunity? Don't tell me it's close. Just say it's a missed opportunity and move on. It's the most interactive sports talk show in Houston. We got Sean calling in about the Texans. 713-780-3776. Sean, what's up?
Hey, what up, Paul, man? I wanted to get in on your comment about the run game. You don't think Pierce is at all to blame for it. I do kind of disagree on that. I'm not saying it's all on Pierce either, but let's remember this is, the Kubiak-Shanahan style run game now that's here with Houston, which means it's a zone blocking scheme. You got to have a patient running back. You got to wait for cutbacks to open up. And I don't think that Dameon Pierce is patient enough to be in this style of running game from what I'm seeing right now. I think as soon as he's getting the ball, he's trying to run through the line, and he's not being patient enough and waiting for things to open up. And that's what I'm seeing. He just wants to go down and hit somebody, and wanted to see what your thoughts are on that.
I get your logic on that, and perhaps he does have to be a little bit more patient in this offense. But you also have to adapt the offense to your best players. And what Sean said right there, Dameon Pierce, as far as exploding into a hole, putting his shoulder into somebody, he's great at that. You're asking him to be patient. You're also asking him to not do one of the things that makes him really good. And it's certainly possible that going from Pep Hamilton to this offensive coordinator and Bobby Slowick, this is the one drawback in that change. The only one. But I think you have to make it so that this helps Dameon Pierce out. Now, it is noteworthy that when Devin Singletary's been in, he's actually been pretty effective. If Pierce has to be more patient, that does hurt him. It does. So I feel like there's got to be a way where there's a happy medium here. But fair counterpoint.